Welcome to my March Muscle Madness Challenge. So this month we are going to be working with weights. We're going to be working with dumbbells. So if you want to take this challenge, grab 2 dumbbells and let's do this. So I'm going to put this down. Our first day is going to be March 1st, is on a Thursday. So I'm going to start with the Thursday of the week, and we're going to be doing as many reps as you can in 1 minute. Now, if you need to start with a less amount of time because you feel like in 1 minute is just way too long, you're a newbie, that's fine. We're going to be doing a minute today, so I have plenty of time to demonstrate the exercises. Our first exercise is a plank row. I'm going to show you the plank row, and just know that you can modify with a bent over row. A bent over row takes 2 weights. You bend over at the waist and you row your arms like this. If it's too much, you can always alternate like that. So we're going to be doing the plank row. Now, I like to do it just with 1 weight and my hands on the mat. Some people like to hold the weights the whole time with their wrists straight. So, like this, and pull it up. That is not comfortable for me, so I'm not doing that. So we're going to start. I'm going to start the timer as I go. I'm going to talk you through this. So you just pull the weight up to your shoulder, holding your plank position. Now, you can do this like this on the knees. That's totally fine. And you just go back and forth, pulling that weight up. So the idea this month is to build lean muscle to burn more body fat. So we are using weights this month. A lot of times I use body weights, so you don't need anything. But this month, we're changing it up. Pull the bellies in nice and tight. So you do these exercises for 1 minute, and then you do either a side plank or a push-up. It alternates every day so that you can perfect those 2 exercises. So one day you're really working on your abdominals, especially the transverse abdominals and obliques, and the other day you're working on your upper body for push-ups and your core. Now the push-ups can be done on your knees, on your toes, in any way. So I'm going to move on. I will demonstrate the side plank and the push-ups at the end. So next we're going to do a squat to overhead press. So you're going to grab weights. You're going to stand tall. You're going to squat down here with my knees forward, toes forward, and then I reach the weights over my head. So my toes are not out. I'm squatting straight down. I'm reaching over my head. I keep my palms in for this one. Sometimes you turn them forward, but for our purposes, we're keeping them in. I think the camera sort of cuts me off the top. My palms are in. I press up. I'm sitting back into my heels. If you're not comfortable squatting, then you want to squat in front of something like a chair, so you can sit back like you're going to sit down in that chair. You can also take a ball behind you and squat with that ball behind you. I'll show you that in a moment. Keep those toes forward. So the idea is just to do 2 minutes every day, 1 minute of this and 1 minute of side planks. Now, side planks you can do a minute each side. I'll explain that when we get there. So you can take a ball behind you. It'll be in your low back, and you can squat against the ball here and then press up. So that's one way you can modify this exercise. Okay? So on Saturdays, you're going to be doing bridge and chest fly. So you're going to lie on the floor on your back, the weight in each hand. And you're going to lift your hips up into a bridge here. Now, you can do this 2 ways. You can keep your hips up the whole time, or if you want, you can do it like this, and you're going to drop your hips down and lift your hips up. So that's how I'm going to be doing it. So I'm going to open my arms up, drop my butt down, lift my arms up, lift my hips up. As you do this, you want to make sure that you lift all the way up and down. So think of this like an exercise of the day. You've got 2 exercises you need to complete every day, so you've got some sort of accountability. And you can add that to your own workout, or if you're just starting out and you're not sure what to do, this is a great way to start out, just doing these 2 exercises every day. You can also turn this into a little circuit. You can do it in a HIIT form where you do a short interval of this exercise, a short interval of the push-ups, something like that. You can do this throughout a couple of times a day, just pick up those weights. go to town, whatever works for you. But this is some sort of accountability. Okay, today I have to do these 2 exercises, and it might just encourage you to move a little bit more. Good. What I would love to do is say, here, do this circuit today and this circuit tomorrow. But let's just start baby steps, right? Maybe next month. Sumo squats with tricep overhead press. So you're going to take one of your weights. You can also do 2, if you have 2 lighter weights, you can do 2 lighter weights. So you're going to take your heels in, toes out, and your arms bent at the elbow here, okay? And we're going to squat down and reach up like this. Now you can turn your weight this way too, that's fine. Some people prefer that. I prefer this. And again, you want to make sure you're sitting way back. So I complete the movement by pushing my hips forward, just like so. And I'm just sitting back into my heels, pushing up through, all the way through to the follow through here. I'm pushing my hips forward slightly, and I'm digging into my heels as I do that. So my heels are digging into the floor as I push up to the standing starting motion, or starting position here. And just keep reaching up. Now, if you have a shoulder impingement, you can't reach over the head. I'll show you a modification in a moment. I'm done with this. You can always not do the arms, but if you want to work your arms, but you just can't reach over your head like this, I get it. Some people just can't, and that's okay. It's not okay, but it is what it is. So what you can do instead is you can take your weights here, and you can squat and sort of clap your hands behind like this. Then you're working your tris as well, okay? Like you're going to clap your hands. That's another way. Okay, the next is on Mondays, you're going to be doing a single leg bridge and chest press. So this, you're going to do, this is going to be either break it up in 30 seconds on each side or 1 minute on each side. So it's going to be a single arm chest press, single leg bridge, unless you've got very light weights and you're thinking you need to do a lot of reps to get something out of it. So the idea is to do 1 arm, 1 leg, and press up like this. Now you can take it up a notch, and you can put that foot on something like a chair that's stable, something stable, a chair or the couch or a ball if you're looking for more challenging, or a Bosu ball. That way you've got an elevated single leg bridge. So you can see my opposite arm and leg are in the air, okay? And my leg isn't perfectly straight, so don't worry about that. I don't have a lot of flexibility in my leg, so I really have to push to get that leg straight. That. So sometimes there's a bit of a bend in my leg. So I'm going to think about straightening my leg by pushing my energy through my heel, but the reality is it bends, and I'm okay with that. I need to stretch more, as we all do. So as you can see, I'm just doing 1 arm, 1 leg right here. I should probably switch, but I'll switch in a sec. So then we switch legs, switch arms, and we're going to press up here. So it's just 1 arm, 1 leg, opposites in the air, lifting your hip up and down like so. I like to do this for 2 reasons. 1, I like to separate your arms and have them work individually because we have a lot of muscle weaknesses, and this will help us identify them. If we took both arms, similar to like a bicep curl, you often will use momentum. So you don't notice that, oh, maybe your left arm is weaker or right arm is weaker or whichever. And this will help you work, just working the 1 arm so you can identify, ooh, this one gets tired faster. Okay, this one must be a little bit weaker. When you're doing them together, sometimes it's not. And the second reason is I like creating that instability of the 1 leg up, the 1 arm moving, and you've got to sort of brace your core to keep it all together. So that is why I like this exercise. Okay. And then on Tuesdays, we do bicep curls and calf raises. So you're going to grab weights for that. So you can keep your legs perfectly together or slightly apart. It's up to you. And we're just going to curl and lift. I like to keep my feet together when I do this. And I'm curling up. Make sure the most important thing is that you follow through. You fully complete the exercise. You go all the way down. I often see people who are probably just, it's because they're using weights that are too heavy and they don't follow through. They lift and then they stop like here. You gotta stop here all the way. The other thing is momentum. Don't swing your arms. See, I'm nice and controlled. My arms are getting fatigued because I'm using the muscle, not swinging them. If you find that after a minute, or as you get towards that minute, it's too hard, you just alternate. And right, you're going at your own pace. So you might do 3 and need to rest, and then do 3 more, need to rest. Whatever works for you. What I like to do is to keep track of how many reps you do, write it on the calendar, and then next week say, okay, can I get another 2 reps in? You know, try and challenge yourself. Lunge and row. So what you're going to do is grab your weights. You're going to be alternating your legs. This can be done many ways, but how I'm setting you up is by alternating your legs. So you're going to step back into your lunge. You're going to row. And then you're going to step forward. Now, you could lunge here, bend, and row. That is another way we can do this. Lunge. In fact, maybe I should have you do that now that I'm having you do that. I think that I'm afraid people are not going to get into their lunge. So let's do it like that. I'm going to change it right here, right now. We're going to lunge, step together, bend, and row. This way, I know you're going to complete your lunge, you're going to bend over, and you're going to row. I like combining the exercises the other way, but since I can't see you, this is probably safer. One more. And rest. Excellent. Now, we've got our side planks. So, we're going to go on our side plank here. So, you can modify a couple of ways. You can modify here with 2 knees stacked, 1 knee out, or you can be totally up here. Now, if you're here, the best way to execute the exercise with proper form is to look up at the hand so that you're properly stacked and balanced. You see my elbow and my shoulder are stacked, my hips are stacked, my feet are stacked. Again, if you need to modify on the knees, you can do that easily, and that's fine. Now, if you're struggling in the side plank, even with the knees, just do it for a few seconds and then give it a rest. Do a few more seconds and give it a rest. And if you need to, you can always go to the regular old plank. I'm just asking you to do the side plank because it's great for the muscles right through here. And that's what we want to work. We don't always want to work the rectus abdominis, which is right here. We need to work not just for aesthetic purposes, but for function. Turn the side. And again, if you need to stack, you can bend. You can straighten up, or you can go here. So we're going to hold this as long as you can. I'm looking up at that hand. Remember to stack your elbow and your shoulder. Keep those hips up, those abs in tight. Feel those muscles bracing you. It's the muscles that are on your waist. It's almost like I'm putting my hands on your waist. I'm going to brace that, hold that in. Just hold that right there. Hold, hold, hold. Almost there. Like I said, come down when you need to, go back up. Come down when you need to, go back up. The other thing you can do is we're going to go to push-ups now. You can do this as a whole workout. You can do this as a circuit this whole week. So I'm going to do this whole circuit 3 times a week. So you can go on your knees, and when you're on your knees, you're going to see that my toes are down, and I'm bending my elbows, straightening my elbows. My arms are stacked, over top, my shoulders over top my wrists. Or you can go to your toes, and you're going to do some push-ups here. Now, every other day when you're doing push-ups, you can also change it up. You can do different kinds of push-ups. You can do staggered arm push-ups if you like, which are one hand in front, one hand behind. If you're getting bored with just doing regular push-ups. But my suggestion is do as many as you can, and then write down that number, and then see if you can do more. I'm trying to go nice and slow so you can see form. You can also do push-ups against the wall. Please don't hesitate. Don't let that stop you from doing your push-ups. Okay, so that's the circuit, or that's the week, the March Muscle Madness calendar for this month. I hope you'll take the challenge to build some lean muscle, which will help you burn body fat. Okay. Also, drink lots of water, especially on St. Patrick's Day when you're chugging green beer and Irish car bombs. Make sure you also alternate with water. And be sure to check out my website, the rest of my YouTube videos, my blog, my Facebook page, anything that I can help you with. Just leave me comments and I will get back to you. Thank you for joining me, Jana Heath. No gym, no excuses. See you next month.